Hello, everybody. Sharon Menard coming to you live to explain why my water is called Miracle Water, why it's been used in Japanese hospitals for over 50 years, and why it has transformed literally millions of lives. You see, our water replicates water found in remote parts of the world where people have no sickness and disease. There's still 5 places in the world that are fed by ancient glaciers the way water is meant to be, like the Hunza people of Pakistan. They have no sickness and disease. They're like 80 and they look like they're 30. They father children into their hundreds. And so the Japanese studied this water and learned how to recreate it. They found that when lightning strikes bodies of water, it temporarily recreates the super healthy hydrogen-rich water. They created a device that recreated this water, started using it in their hospitals with tremendous results. And now this medical device is commonly used in Japan, and now it's being used more and more worldwide as people learn about it. So what is hydrogen water compared to what you're drinking? Well, right now you're drinking an oxygen heavy water. So oxygen is what oxidizes our body. Like when you cut an apple open, it begins to turn brown, right? It rusts, right? So we don't want that going on inside of our body. So let me show you what our medical device is doing to water to recreate it into this super healthy, alkaline, antioxidant rich water that is transforming lives. Okay, so if you take an H2O molecule and you begin to split it apart using electricity, remember, lightning temporarily recreates this by splitting the water molecule apart. So what our machine does is it splits H2O into hydrogen with a negative charge. Okay, hydrogen with a negative charge is the most powerful antioxidant in existence. You see, when you eat fruits and vegetables, you take your good supplements, your good antioxidant supplements, those are good, but they're very limited. For example, vitamin C is limited to only targeting the skin and connective tissue. It's not targeting the brain, it's not targeting other organs, because food antioxidants are tissue specific, where hydrogen as an antioxidant can target anywhere in the body. So it goes and begins to target the cells, the parts of the body that are the worst off, to begin to bring immediate healing. So I don't know if you've seen my video with the little bubbles in the jar. Well, straight out of the machine, you're getting pure hydrogen with the electrical charge. That's only going to last for a few minutes because hydrogen is very reactive. It's looking for oxygen to bond to neutralize. And so that's only going to last a few minutes. That's why you have to drink our water fresh. We can't sell it in bottles. Once it gets to a store, it ends up losing all its good medical properties. There are tens of thousands of research articles on our water, on the power of hydrogen as medicine. If you go to PubMed, Google Scholar, you will find just endless medical research studies. Okay, so out of the machine also we have H2 with a negative electrical charge. That's also another powerful antioxidant. Now that is going to last for 2, 3, maybe 4 days in our water. And it's going to slowly get exposed to oxygen, bind with oxygen, and become H2O again. So our water, the antioxidant properties are only going to last these for a few minutes and these for 2, 3, 4 days. By the 5th day, it's reverted back to normal water. Now also it's going to split the water into what is OH. So OH is what makes the water alkaline. So water in remote parts of the world is a pH from about 9 to 10. So our water goes up to 9.5 pH for the drinking water, which is a perfect pH to bring balance to the body. An acidic body is a sick body. Okay, so 9.5, this won't over-alkalize you. In all the medical tens of thousands of studies, there's never been over-alkalization. It is the perfect alkalinity for our bodies. It's the way water was designed to be, how it's been for thousands of years. So out of our medical device, out of the drinking hose, comes your antioxidants, your alkalinity that goes in to begin to heal and restore the body. Now, out of the drainage tube comes what you don't want, okay? Oxidation with a positive charge, okay? This is what makes us sick. This is what rusts our insides, okay? And then hydrogen with a positive charge. That's what makes water acidic. So we don't want oxidation. We don't want acidity. So all that is going out of the drainage pipe. So this is why in Japan they call this water negative water. This is the way the water is in remote parts of the world. It's negative water. So let me show you what happens to our cells as we drink this water. Okay, so we have a cell. Around the cell is a fatty layer. It's called the phospholipid bilayer. Now, when that layer is nice and healthy, we have water that comes into our cell, okay? We have oxygen that comes into our cell. We have nutrients. And we have hormones. Okay, and inside the cell, we have tons of toxins, acidic waste, all the junk that we need to get out, right? So a healthy cell, all of this is going out of the cell. So the cell is getting what it needs and getting the toxins out. Well, what happens is, because we're exposed to so much oxidation, when fat gets oxidized, I want you to think about your stove top, your vent on your stove. When fat sits on there and it gets exposed to oxygen, it gets sticky, it gets tacky, it's gross, right? That's what happens around the outside of our cells. It gets sticky and tacky. That is from stress. That is from cell phone, radiation. That is from the bad foods that we eat. And unfortunately, the water that we drink out of our taps, the bottled water that we drink, it's full of oxidation. Remember, we don't want this. We want to get rid of this. But your water, it's all full of this oxidation that's oxidizing your cells day after day. So oxidation is the root of all disease. And it's what ages us faster. So we don't want that. Okay, so our water comes in, and another thing is normal water, the H2O, is a very large molecule. It's actually too big to effectively get into cells to take your nutrients in, to get oxygen, to get hormones in, and to take toxic waste out. There's literally toxins and acidic waste in your cells that no matter how good you're eating, they can't get out because a normal water molecule, it's too big. Hydrogen is tiny, 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 tiny. So it gets right into the cell to get what we need in and to take the bad stuff out. So hydrogen is the most powerful antioxidant, comes and begins to turn this fatty layer into nice and supple, the way that it should be, the way that the cell should be, making it again into a healthy cell. Because an oxidized cell, so when this is all oxidized, an oxidized acidic cell will become cancerous at some point. That is what cancer is. Then the cell splits through mitosis and it keeps replicating. Okay, this is why the American Anti-Cancer Institute recommends my water as the #1 treatment and prevention for cancer. Okay, can you see how if we're preventing oxidation and we're preventing the accumulation of acidic waste and we're creating alkalinity, can you see how we're allowing the cell to heal? Okay, I'm not claiming, I can't make claims that we cure cancer, but if you give the cell what it needs, it will heal itself, okay? So another thing is as the cell becomes oxidized and really acidic, the body doesn't begin to recognize it. Then we begin to create autoimmune diseases. So many autoimmune diseases are out there. So again, we begin to heal the cell and the body goes, oh, okay. And, we begin to alleviate some of these diseases. Another thing is hormones. You think about insulin. Insulin is trying to get into the cell. It can't because of this oxidized outer wall of the cell. So the body keeps making insulin. The person becomes insulin resistant. What is that? Diabetes. Okay, so if we can break down that oxidation, get that acidic junk out there. Diabetics are extremely acidic. Okay? When we give the body what it needs, it will heal itself. And this is why this water is so powerful, and why food cannot do what our water does. We need nutrients. This doesn't replace vitamin C, it doesn't replace vitamin E, but it's different in what it does and its capabilities. And so it allows you to be hydrated 6 times more than normal water. 1, because it's a super tiny small structure to get in, and 2, it's breaking down that oxidation. So dehydration is really at the root of a lot of diseases too. Like, for example, high blood pressure. Well, the blood is about 80-85% water. Well, if the blood is dehydrated, it gets thick. Then the heart has to pump really hard to try to get it through the body. So again, normal water does not hydrate very well. It does to a small portion, where our water hydrates 6 times more. So it hydrates the blood. The blood is now how it should be, right? And so the heart doesn't have to pump as hard. So again, we're just helping the body to get to the healthy state that it should be at. And so when you give the body what it needs, it will heal itself. The body always wants to be healthy. Your body wants to be in the most optimum healthy state, but the water you're giving it is killing you. It's slowly killing you. Where this is water the way it's meant to be, how it's found in remote parts of the world. So another great thing is hydrogen also helps the body to produce dopamine. Dopamine is the happy molecule. So people drink the water, they begin to feel happier. They begin to feel well balanced. We've had a lot of people get off of antidepressants. I just had a girl the other week, or a couple of days ago, who called me and told me that. And again, I'm not making claims and cures, but hydrogen is proven to create dopamine to help you to feel better, to feel happier. It also helps the brain to produce serotonin. Serotonin helps you to sleep better. So I have people who will typically come to me and say, gosh, I feel better, I'm sleeping better, and I have more energy. Because antioxidants, electrical and negative electrical charge gives us energy. Antioxidants are meant to give us energy because it's electrical charge. So the higher the electrical charge of our body, the healthier we are. When our electrical charge gets down lower, that's when we get sick. When it gets really low, that's when we get into chronic disease. So the water you're drinking now is dead. It has little to no electrical charge. This water is full of electrical charge, and this is why people have so much energy. They feel happier, they sleep better, they feel better. Another thing that hydrogen does, it helps the body to produce glutathione. Glutathione is your body's own natural, most powerful antioxidant that it can produce on its own. So people will come to me and say, gosh, I don't get sick very often anymore. I seem to be able, everybody around me is catching this and this, and I didn't get sick, or I just barely got it and I got over it really fast. Well, that's because you're helping your body to produce more glutathione. So this water is powerful. Again, it's the way water is meant to be. It's the way water still is in 5 locations in the world. One is Mexico, one is a place in India, one is France, one is Germany, and one is Pakistan. But unfortunately, our water, it's basically polluted, it's mutated, it's too big to effectively be used by the body. So ours is structured so tiny. Again, it hydrates the body up to 6 times more. It helps you to absorb your nutrients 2 to 4 times more. Right now, those good supplements that you're buying, you're actually absorbing very little of them because they need to go in with water into the cell, and your water, the molecule is too big, where our molecule is so tiny, it just takes those good nutrients right into the cell so that it can be utilized by the body, and it actually helps the body to detoxify 2 to 4 times more by pulling all that waste and junk out. So when we start people on the water, we actually start them at a lower pH and we slowly move them up so they don't detoxify too fast and get, kind of like flu-like symptoms if you've ever gone on a massive cleanse. So we kind of gradually move them up so the body can naturally cleanse at a nice, appropriate level. So this water right here, this life-changing water, I am able to get that for you for $1 to $2 a day. Right now, what are you paying for bottled water? $1 to $2 a day. Most people spend $1 to $2 a day on a bottled water at the grocery store or the gas station, or on a cup of coffee. If you can scrape together $1 to $2 a day, I can get this Japanese medical device that creates the healthiest water in the world into your home. It connects right to any faucet, and it will produce unlimited amounts of this healthy water for the next 30 some years for you. So that interests you. I'd love to talk more to you about this. If someone has talked to you about it, please go and talk more to them. This is the most incredible investment you could make in your life. Yes, food, nutrition, all this is important. This doesn't take away from any of that. But water is the foundation of life. You can live without food. You cannot live without water. We are 75% water. If you're putting crap water, dead water, acidic water into your body, do you know that many of our bottled waters in America are actually banned in Europe? That's how bad they are. And yet we drink them every day. We give them to our kids. We wonder why so many people are sick. This is the healthiest water in the world. $1 to $2 a day. If you can scrape together $1 to $2 a day, this will change your life. Completely change your life. So I'd love to talk to you more about this. I hope that this helps to explain the science behind how this water is different, why it's used in hospitals, how it's changed millions of lives, how, again, I'm not making medical claims. I'm not claiming to cure, but if you give the body what it needs, it will heal itself. Your body deserves to be healthy. You deserve to live your best life, and water is at the foundation of it all. So I hope you learned something new. Please reach out to me or whoever told you about this water, but you be blessed. All right, bye-bye.